everybody. I'm George Riles. I'm here at Last Chance Archery because it's time for another thing a week. Okay, just so you know, you should subscribe. Only 20% of you that are watching this right now are actually subscribed. There's a few benefits to that. A, you get notified. B, I'm going to do some giveaways. You might win a free lesson. Jonathan at Last Chance Archery, they're going to do some giveaways too. Use shirts and hats and stuff. So make sure that you subscribe, and periodically throughout the filming of Thing of Weeks, we're going to give away a few things. So make sure that you're subscribed. Also, you can get lessons from me at improvemyarchery.com. That's improvemyarchery.com. You can do it online, which works really great. You can also come to Archery Learning Center and do it in person, and I can go through all your stuff and watch you shoot and do the whole bit. So we can do all of that at improvemyarchery.com. I can also come to your archery shop or your club and put on a whole weekend. I go all around the world and I do these weekend workshops, and you can have one at your club or your archery shop. All you have to do is contact me. You can do it through YouTube, or you send me an email or whatever. I'm not hard to find. And we'll pick a weekend that works out for you, and I'll be there, and we'll have 20 of your closest friends. We can have a workshop together, and contact me through improvemyarchery.com. Okay, so here we go. It's time for another Thing a Week. Hey everybody, George Riles here. I'm at Last Chance Archery. Archery is not a sport. Many people would be upset if they heard me say that archery is not a sport, but it kind of isn't. In order for it to be a sport, we would have to be working against someone. We would need the ability to knock their arrows out of the air, push them over, strategize and change the plan in order to get ahead. There's none of that in archery. Yes, we have head-to-head matches, but that is the illusion of competition that is for the spectator. They're trying to make archery interesting to watch by creating the illusion of competition, and we all get wrapped up in that, and it ends up causing us to compete when there is nothing to compete against. And that just uses up a bunch of bandwidth that makes you make a lot of mistakes. And the thing is everyone is trying their best to make sure that they perfect archery. They want to make sure that their bow is perfect, their form is perfect, and they're looking for that elusive, perfect shot. But the truth is there is no perfect. Archery is an art form. It's a performance art. Just similar to you have two concert pianists and they both play a piece with artful soul and emotion, and then the judges will decide whether if they got a perfect 10 or not. Or if you have a gymnast that takes a running path down the floor, does their series of tumbles, and then the judge returns the score, 9.7, 10. And they're performing, they're not competing. They're not competing against anyone, I should say. Archery being a performance art, you only have what your truest expression of the art is at that time. And for us, we do our perfect version of a shot, and then the judge tells us what our score is. The target is the judge. So there is no perfect in archery. What you really have is just your artful expression of what clean, consistent form is. We're basically competing as to who can stay the same the most, who can stand still and be still the most. And the judge, the target, will tell us what our score is when it's over. So the score isn't what you do. The score is the side effect of your action. So you have to focus on the action, the art and what it is that you're doing, the action of shooting an arrow, in order to get the score that you want. So keep that in mind when you're training yourself for archery. Instead of trying to make it perfect, just make it better. if you're constantly trying to make it a little better and growing in an incremental way, you're going to have much faster improvement and you're going to have better overall scores. We'll see you next week for another thing a week.